What's up, Nomads? Welcome to another episode of Nomad Hacks, a series of short, impactful videos to support your personal and professional growth through locational independence. I'm here with my friend Jill. How you doing, Jill?
Good, how are you?
I'm amazing because we're here to talk about sustainability as it comes to eating as you are traveling around the world. So Jill, who is also traveling with me on a remote year program, has some awesome different things to share today about how she does this. And first, Jill, I'd love to hear, and the audience would love to hear, what is your travel experience overall?
My travel experience started a few years ago when my husband and I got an RV and we did some traveling throughout the US. And after that, we tried to settle down in one area, and I was like, no, I need to get back out there. But ultimately brought us on remote year.
Awesome. Well, amazing. Is the RV? Where is the RV? Actually, I asked James this too.
Yeah, it's in storage in New Jersey. Yep.
I have another episode with James, so I don't know if that's going to be before this one or after this one. So we'll see where James makes it. But as far as like when you started traveling and you realized that you wanted to be conscious, was that something that was a shift for you, or was that something that you were doing before?
That's something I've been doing for a couple years now. Yes.
Awesome. But was there like a big transition for you when you started traveling to have to figure out how to also be more sustainable when traveling?
Sure. Well, traveling is challenging because you can only bring so many items with you. You don't want to pack too many things. And I know traveling, I want to eat out a lot. I want to try all the local cuisine.
Yeah.
So I knew that I'd want to bring these items to make sure I wasn't creating more waste as I was traveling.
Awesome. Well, she has some awesome items to talk about today, so let's go through these one by one. First one that you have for us, what is it?
So most of us, when we go grocery shopping, we'll use some kind of plastic bag, and we don't want to use that, so get rid of that.
And
so
pick
what
it
I
up
have
from the
here,
ground.
yeah,
Like,
don't put it on the
she'll pick
ground.
it up.
Yes, I will. So first thing I have, which most people know about, is just like a regular grocery shopping bag for your needs, and I love it because it can go on your shoulder. And it's more comfortable than carrying a bunch of things from your hand.
And it's got cats on it.
And it's got cats.
So,
bonus.
I mean, maybe dogs would be better, but...
Hey! No, they're so cute! Okay, so that's one thing that most people already know about. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was a produce bag. So if we're getting whatever it may be, bananas, peaches, lots of limes because we're having a party, then you can go ahead and toss them in here instead of using one of the other plastic bags they usually provide on that little roller thing.
And that's an interesting point because even if I bring this with me, which is, a reusable bag, I often still use the plastic bags for the fruit. So I thought that was like a really, really cool thing. What else?
Yeah.
What else you got for us?
So then we have, again, something we've been talking, or something most people may know about, but when you're getting a drink, you want to try to not get a plastic bottle and instead use some kind of reusable container. This one I really like because it's both for cold and hot drinks. So whether you're getting a hot coffee at your favorite coffee shop to go, or just need water and want to keep it cool, it's metal and it can work for both hot and cold.
Awesome.
And it's pretty.
And it's got pineapples on it.
Decorations are important.
I have mine too. So mine actually comes with a tea. What do you call this? Like a tea
Infuser?
Infuser, yeah. So I can put water in here. I could put tea in here, anything. So that's been like it's also porcelain, so I'm really scared to drop it. But but it's also like a very cool looking bottle. So awesome. What else you got for us?
So moving on, staying with the drinks, a lot of us may be using straws, whether we get an iced coffee or a smoothie, whatever it may be. And we use this for about, 20 seconds, 1 minute maybe. And then it goes in the garbage. So no good there.
Especially in Santiago, it's hot here, so there is a lot of ice drinks going on.
Yeah. So instead, this looks like a toothbrush holder, but it actually has a glass straw on it. And it's very thick, it's very durable. You're not going to break in your mouth when you're drinking from it. And this one actually came with this little cleaner too, so you can clean it and just keep it in your backpack or purse, whatever, and have it with you. You want to use a straw.
Awesome. One question I had for you, Jill, was someone that's watching this might be thinking to themselves, this is going to be a lot of extra work. What would you say to someone who says that, and how do you make this easy?
I would say just start with 1 or 2 items. So maybe start with carrying a reusable bag, like I said, in your backpack or in a purse or whatever bag, pocket you're using, your jacket, and one other item, and get used to just remembering to carry that with you and to use it. And as you get more comfortable with that, you can start adding on to it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, what else we got?
Okay, up next we have cutlery. So you're eating out and they hand you plastic cutlery, again, something that we'll use for a few minutes and then we'll end up in a landfill for thousands of years. So
But in turtles' noses and
yes,
all that bad stuff.
So instead of that, I have this really cool. It's by Sistema.
Shout out
you can
Sistema.
actually, yep. So you can create your own little spoon with it, or a knife, or a fork.
Do they come in other colors?
They do come in other colors.
Look at that.
They're all bright and happy. It's like green, blue, purple. And also, this is my favorite, chopsticks.
It's got chopsticks to go.
So pretty much whatever you're eating will be covered.
There you go.
Ta-da.
Awesome.
Okay.
And then lastly, you got one more.
Yep. And then, so often when I go out to eat, I don't tend to finish my meals, usually because they're really big, or just because I order a lot of food because I love to eat. And let's say you ask the waiter to get it to go, they'll give you some kind of container like this, or even worse, they'll give you styrofoam, which again, we'll use it once and then it'll end up in the landfill. So instead,
So styrofoam is worse than plastic.
yes.
Interesting.
Well, some of the plastics can be recycled, like this one, depending where you are, it might be able to be recycled, might not, but styrofoam's worse. Because
Gotcha.
it breaks apart into little pieces. And
Okay.
the birds think it's food, and the birds eat it.
So no more styrofoam.
No more styrofoam. So this one's pretty cool. So right now you see it in its open position, but you can actually condense it and make it super small, again, to fit in whatever you're carrying with you. Also, it'll help you to eat less if you're trying to eat less, if you're on some kind of diet, because, you can just put half of your meal away to begin with and, have lunch for tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing all these amazing things, Jill. I think one of the initial questions that also comes up for me is, how does your mindset change as you start to incorporate 1 or 2 of these things?
I think you just start realizing how much waste you would be producing otherwise. I think we tend to not really think about when we use something like a plastic fork. It goes in the garbage and we don't really see it after that. Especially having traveled around and seen communities where they don't have a good landfill situation and the trash ends up in the streets, in the waterways. It's really detrimental to these communities and the environment, of course.
I think we've already seen that in some parts of Latin America. Jill and I have been traveling for 3 months together in Peru, in Colombia, and now Chile. And that's so apparent, I think, when you go down the street and you see the landfill situation is not as streamlined, or it's not out of your face as much, I guess.
Right.
So you end up seeing all the things that are wasted. And if there's any way that you can think about it, about your individual impact, it does make a difference, right? And you can only control your own individual self and like what you produce as far as trash and waste to the earth. So start there, right? You may not be able to convince 1 million people to stop doing something, but you can convince yourself to stop doing certain waste. And I know that I've taken certain measures, although not as extreme as Jill's doing. But one day I hope to kind of get there. And I've noticed that even just implementing a couple things, my mindset has changed to be more aware. And I think the first step to change is awareness. So anything else you want to add, Jill?
Sure. And just going along with what you're saying, that also when I do pop this out, other people see it and they're like, what is that? And it kind of just helps create that mentality for them as well, just to be more aware of it.
Yeah. So then you are impacting people probably without even knowing it. So we're going to take off from that. We've got some surfing to do, indoor surfing, artificial waves. I'm excited for it. And for everybody out there, thank you for watching. Keep wandering, nomads. You're not lost.